Marchand's 37. Patrick Kane's about to be 37. I said future Hall of Famer for both of them. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Are we looking at future Olympians for both of them? Marchand's never been an Olympian. Patrick Kane went in 10, went in 14, says all he doesn't have in his career is a gold medal. Patrick Kane for the Olympics?
Well, here's the thing. Top 6 forwards, you know pretty much who's going to start. The question is, who do you put on third, fourth line? And that comes down to the coach. How do they want to play as a team? Because it's not about getting the best 20 players. You need great role players. So Kane, to me, it's a lot of skill. He works really well top 2 lines. Is he going to crack the top 2 lines? I'm not so sure. But with Brad, I think he's such a good role player where he can fit in on the first line and fourth line the way that he plays. I don't know if you agree with me, but
I think it's too early for me to tell just yet. You know, I think about back in '98 when NHL players went back to the Olympics and Gretz played for Team Canada. He had a point a game. He had 90 points that year and he played for Team Canada. And I'm still pissed that they left him on the bench during the shootout when they lost to the Czech Republic because he's got the greatest goal scorer of all time sitting on the bench. Now, Patrick Kane is to be the greatest American goal scorer, I believe, when it's all said and done, Biz. If he continues to play at this level, then of course. But I don't believe just naming guys to the team just based on what he did in the past, because Team USA has way too many good players up and down the lineup just to give free handouts.
Completely agree. And if you would have said before the season started, would he be on the Olympic team? I'd probably say no. You brought up a great point. Other than four nations, you are only allowed a certain amount of extras. Yep. In the Olympics, you're allowed, I believe, 1, if not 2
more skaters.
2 more skaters, right? And hearing Patrick Kane's comments before the season started that this was his goal, it's clear that he put in work over the summer. I've watched him play 3 times so far. This guy looks faster. And we're seeing the Kane that we once saw during his prime. And it's a testament that the work that he's put in. There's a few examples tonight. Obviously, that goal off Forsing's leg, but that breakaway speed. He's got those 2-3 strides now that look when he was playing in his prime in Chicago. And if he continues this pace up until the Olympics, I think you would be silly not to take him as the extra. Because if some guy isn't playing up to par, or maybe a guy goes down on those top 2 lines, there's one guy who's built for those types of games.
So you think it's an extra? He's not going to crack the 4 lines?
I think he would be okay being an extra, but if you're not seeing something right in those top 2 lines, or if somebody goes down early, I think that's the guy you slot in, because big game situation, there's a reason he's got the nickname Showtime, and I would love to see it. Not being a Canada fan, but I'd love to see it for him and the Americans.
Yeah, but again, it comes down to what the coach want to put together. Do they want a skilled third, fourth line, or do they want a forechecking line? So that's going to determine too if there's room for him to play there, right? I don't know if he wants to go as an extra, but I'm with you. He's looking phenomenal right now, bringing that speed that we maybe haven't seen in a while.
But I agree with you where I don't think that he would fit in top 2 lines right now. But that's why I could understand bringing him as that extra guy, even just to be around, have his presence. And even going back to Marchand, with him being announced to the 4 nations before the season had begun, he went through all those surgeries, didn't really look like himself. I think there were question marks on whether they would have even announced him, seeing how he looked in the first few months of the season. But as you see that type of veteran presence and guys who are just used to the big moments, I think that you would be very hard-pressed if he continues to play like this to not take it.
And also, too, health just enter the conversation, too. Guys' health. Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk. We never know what's going to happen come February. So I think that's going to play a big key, Liam, as well, to see who's healthy.